The sun blazed brightly over the shoreline, casting a golden shimmer across the waves that rolled gently toward the sand. Margaret stood there, her white hair catching the breeze, her expression caught somewhere between disbelief and frustration. In her hand, she clutched a crumpled paper, a notice that had just turned her quiet summer retreat into a battlefield of emotions. Behind her, two surveyors in orange vests worked steadily, marking the beach with poles and cones. A few men stood further back, watching with faint smirks, as if this entire scene were some kind of entertainment. But for Margaret, this was no joke. This was her life unraveling. For 30 years, Margaret had called this beach her second home. Every summer she would come here, bringing her late husband's old fishing rod and her memories of simpler days. The beach had always been her sanctuary, a place where she could listen to the rhythm of the ocean and feel close to the one she lost. But that morning, she received a letter from the local council, a notice of construction. They planned to build a luxury resort right on this stretch of sand, claiming it was for community development. The irony stung. To her, it felt like they were tearing apart the very soul of the community in the name of progress. She had stormed out of her cottage and marched straight to the workers, demanding an explanation. "You can't just take this beach away," she cried, her voice trembling with anger and heartache. The men exchanged glances, trying not to laugh. One of them muttered something about orders and permits, words that meant nothing to a woman who only wanted to protect the memories embedded in every grain of sand. Margaret's anger began to melt into helplessness. She looked around, at the ocean, at the sky, at the place where she and her husband had carved their initials years ago. It all seemed to fade before her eyes. But as the waves brushed against her feet, something stirred within her, a quiet strength. She wouldn't give up so easily. Clutching the paper tightly, she turned toward the men and said, "You may have your machines, but I have my voice. And I'm not leaving." The wind carried her words down the shore, and for the first time in years, Margaret felt alive, not as a woman mourning the past, but as one ready to fight for what still mattered.